Hey, it's Mike here, CEO at Social Garden. Today we're super fortunate to have David Trewern here, the founder of DT Digital. Obviously, David started as employee number one and built the company from the ground up, and today it has 250 staff across 4 countries. He's also a board member at Social Garden, which we're extremely fortunate to have, and today we're talking a bit about digital strategy and kind of what it might look like in the future. So first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Great to be here.
Yeah, and so as a starting point, what makes a great digital strategy?
Well, I think now it's really not something that you tack onto the end of a marketing strategy or even that you tack onto your business strategy. It's really got to be front and center as part of your overall business strategy. I think if you look at what's going on around the world, people now engage primarily through digital channels and means, and you've got a two-way kind of information flow where you can learn preferences and likes and dislikes from your customers through digital channels, and that's also how you reach them. That's how you convey your values and what you stand for, and obviously sell your products and services. So really digital strategy and business strategy really need to be welded together as one strategy.
When you think about all that kind of where the eyeballs are right now and kind of the way that people want to engage with brands, it's fundamentally changed, compared to 20 years ago.
Totally. And look, we're not even close to reaching peak penetration yet or utilisation of digital and digital devices. If you think about children and the way that which is a bit scary. I've got kids, 8 and 11, and the way they use digital devices. I mean, what were we do when I was that age? I was drawing pictures with a pencil and playing with Lego. And as these generations come through, they're going to bring with them these different behaviours. So we've been through this huge shift in the last 10 years. That shift's going to continue happening. Behaviour is changing very rapidly. We've got a long way to go. We've got to be thinking not about where the ball is now, but where it will be 12 months from now when we actually roll out work that we're doing or products and services that we're doing. That's really important. I think also this whole shift to living in a digital world has made information far more readily available. So
yeah, and that changes so much in terms of how customers are buying, researching products, and kind of making decisions.
So you're making decisions based upon what your friends think. You've seen this election in the States with Donald Trump and people's opinions and fake news and everything else. I mean, there's so many things that now influence the way that you feel about something. I think it's really important that companies think about how they, that they really have to be really genuine and authentic, and that's just not a marketing thing. They actually have to re-engineer their business to really, be what their customers want them to be, and then work out how they can find those customers as well using all of these new tools and devices and data and algorithms and everything else. So I think there's probably 2 parts to that, of winning the attention of your customer. One is, connecting with them through your values and all of that and your stories, and 2, how you reach them through these more and more sophisticated means.
While it might seem that digital is all around us right now, it's like we ain't seen nothing yet. And I mean, like when you're obviously as you founded DT, and that was kind of in the very early stages, one of the first kind of digital agencies, just the growth that you would have seen and the change in terms of the way that consumers using tech is definitely like a good illustration of that.
We've got so far to go. I mean, you think that, I'm a firm believer that 10 years from now, which will happen like that, we'll all be buying electric vehicles, which will really be, they'll really be, computers on wheels that are can permanently connected to the internet. I mean, that's another media platform that we now have to think about what we do with it. Radio is a big media channel, a big traditional media channel. Most radios listen to in a car. When we're driving around in our Teslas, with software updates coming through every couple of days, with all sorts of alerts and pings that connected to our watches and our phones, all of a sudden that is another media property. Our car is a media property, and where does it go from there? Does our fridge become a media property? I mean, there's a long way to go in terms of peak digital, I suppose. And you think about these devices are becoming ever more powerful and can do ever more sophisticated things, and the interface that we connect with them with is changing, voice and facial recognitions and all those sorts of things. I mean, it's not going to stop anytime soon. But I suppose that within that lies also a challenge and an opportunity to how do you cut through the noise, and that comes back to good ideas and good communication, and because there's more noise and clutter than ever before as well.
So if you were just to wrap it up, in terms of if you had one kind of general piece of advice that you think like executives should be thinking about today, what is the idea? What can they be doing today to kind of future-proof themselves to kind of go where the puck is going, so to speak?
Well, I think it's really really spending a lot of time themselves to really understand, to put themselves in the shoes. I mean, this sounds really simple and basic, but to put themselves in the shoes of their customers and really understand the customer journey for their customers, And you'd find that, I mean, a CEO of any sort of business could learn so much from 10 minutes hanging out on an online forum where people are talking about their products and services. And that sort of sounds really obvious, but it's quite, I think just so, I suppose what I'm saying is really using digital to actually listen to customers and adapt your business quickly to their thoughts and feelings and needs. I think that's a really important thing, and at least surround yourself with partners who've got the skills and the tools and the ability to do that for you and give you insights. Real-time insights based upon what's happening right now.
I mean,
it's so easy to do. Yeah.
Thanks very much for stopping by and give me a quick chat. And that was awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you.